Hannah, do you want to come as well for your group? Is it just you two from the election group?
Okay, yeah. So we're looking at our thing is the funding for the Cultural Olympiad equally proportioned around the UK. Okay. So we found out that our data journalist is kind of phoning up now and asking a breakdown of how much money is given to each sector. Yeah. We found that a lot of the Cultural Olympiad events.
Thank you.
A lot of things are funded for England and not funded for other aspects. It's supposed to be a cultural movement. Okay. So kind of like
so in Wales and Scotland are missing out.
Yeah.
Funding cultural events.
And yes. So that's going to be our national goal.
So it's not so much a postcode lottery as a kind of, it's.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like and even some people who are involved in like smaller festivals encourage that, or are they? Are they feeding what's already there, or are they just trying to encourage something? So you can really get figures on, I don't know if you can you're doing a mixture between.
I do that media and communication, specialise in general.
I specialise in GR.
Okay, but I'm still doing it.
Okay. And do you learn shorthand? Do you do law? Do you do any of these kind of skills?
Like a master's. Yeah, I think that's where they teach shorthand, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I was told to do that, but you can work and so you can't do it. Yeah, I mean the things do this with shorthand and law, literally those so it's a court of all places.
Yeah.
I was trying to write everything off. Yeah, so stop copying. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know that everyone's in
City is good.
yeah, and they include shorthand in
The two best, I think, there are quite a few actually, I'm sure. The PA course is good. I had media law, yeah. I was working at PA and I had the McNave's law book and I made friends with the PA law trainer and he was kind enough to send me the exercises as if I was a student and I did them on my own time and he would mark them for me and then he helped me enter into the exam, so that's how I did it basically, just on night shifts. I was there with my McNave's at like 10 o'clock at night in the PA newsroom testing my news editor on media law. He didn't know very much.
because that's what I'm like a bit about libel and things, because it is being, yeah, that's cute. Because it is libel, and I'm like, in our first investigation, I tweeted something, and an activist of the games, because there's a lot of activists against the games, and I tweeted that. I was petrified, absolutely petrified, because I was like, oh my god, he was like, do you think this is really true? Because obviously he was angry, because I was doing my Olympic Park, so he was angry at the fact that it was allotments, and they kind of, because I said it was wasted, which is what is channeled through the Olympic Park. So I was like, just tweeting about that. Do you think the allotments is waste ground?
Twitter's intern writing because I'm not good at, I can't be trusted to make it worse.
As soon as you're not a trainer,
Then you have to handle it. You still keep referring to the editor and then you hope when you're an editor you'll know how to handle it. But I've spoken to everyone about the project. So I guess they can ask anything or
I don't know if any of the data journalists have specific questions about kind of FOI and stuff like that.
Well, I was just going to say, would you recommend filming the box office of the because it's close to the deadline now. And I said to my data, just
What do you want to know? I mean, is it something you can't, because you only really FOI if it's not publicly available. Really, you know, if you can find, if they can tell you, or if it's on their website, then you don't, why wait a month for an FOI to come through?
Would they tell you if it's not on the phone, or would they have to say?
That's what you're asking. They might be funny about it, and especially if you want the data, if you want, and let them, you know, I find you get much more accurate information, and you can see where the answers come from if you can have actually the sheets of numbers in front of you, and you can draw your own conclusions.
And it's not, you don't have to worry about mishearing something.
Yeah, you want. I mean, I like having the raw data in front of me, and then I know that whatever I say is I can back up, because I can say, rather than say, oh, press officer told me, I can say, look.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's true. So perhaps ask you to phone up and then ask them to send it.
I would always, if you're not sure, if you can't find it on their website, call up the press office and say, this is what I'm looking for. I can't find it on, because I've done this quite a lot with Birmingham City Council. Because their website is difficult sometimes. So is it on their website? If it is, could you send me the link to it? Great, no problem. If they say no, we don't have that information available on our website, I was like, okay, then I think, okay, then I'll put an FOI in, and then you'll hear back from the FOI whether they actually can release that information, whether there's a problem with it. And they might get funny with, if you're asking for a document, some bits of information are sort of sensitive. Guide to what's available in that document, and if you can see that some bits might be more sensitive than others, I just want this, so this, so that it doesn't come out without denying the whole thing.
How would you phrase that form? So they're asking for a data dictionary.
Well, it's something David Donald said, like you just sort of, you can, in the initial request, you can ask first to the FOI email, but you say, as well as the information that you want, or even before you ask for the information, you ask for the data dictionary, and anyone in data or coding or database will know what that is, because it's basically the guide. So if there's lots of, say, STN, they'll explain that stands for Station or Standard Travel Authority or something like that. And then you can look through that and you can see whether the data is worth you getting. Because you might look through it and think, actually, this database isn't any use to me. So you can kind of then target, because FOI you have to be so precise about what you want, and the problem is if you get it wrong, if they then send you, it's not, they've done what you've asked, but it's wrong, you then either had to make, I've had to make the best of what you've got, but you're like, or wait another month to then put a new request in and get it again, because it's not a very straightforward relationship. So you need to be as specific and as precise as possible, and that means by saying, don't just say, give me all of this from last year. This means saying, give me it because I've asked for that. I've done this before. I said, can I get everything please from last year? And then I specified meaning January to December. But unfortunately, the documents I was requesting worked every financial year from April to April. So they sent me stuff from April to December, but then I was missing the first 3 months. And that was just like, So it's working out how the information is and then targeting it as specifically as you can. It's like preparing for an interview, doing the groundwork and knowing what you want to get, and then asking the right questions.
Even this late in the day.
Because of what's difficult, it's a private company, you could FOI figures on the government run business, on their safety records, and see, because again it's comparing, just being able to see how your business compares to one that's government run. So that's that. And you can pass it on to your groups. And if you have questions about this or work experience or applying for jobs or anything, it's Jessica.
They tell
calling an organisation, I usually try and contact the person who knows what they're talking about, because the press office often do, but it's a matter of time. So if you can get hold of the person directly, try to do that. If they then refer you to the press office and say they can't talk to you now, or you can call the press office first and say, look, this is what I want to speak to you say. And then if they're being difficult, or you need to always try and get to the direct source. So the press office really should guide you to the right person, not act as a barrier, which is what they often do. So use them as not sure who the right person to contact in organisations, then have to go to the press office first.
Someone's contacting them, they can use PR kind of